Are you frustrated with your breaststroke pull? You understand the mechanics, you know what you're supposed to do, but no matter how hard you try, you just don't move forward the way you should. And it's no wonder you're stuck. Breaststroke doesn't let you finish the pull like in other strokes, and the moment you recover your arms, you're already pushing yourself backwards. And if that sounds like you, this video is exactly what you need. I'm going to walk you through 3 simple, targeted exercises that are guaranteed to help you to figure out how to start moving forward with the pull. And make sure to stick around till the end, because I'll show you exactly how to structure this into your training plan for lasting results. So let's start pulling. When most swimmers think of breaststroke, they obsess over the kick. And yes, the kick matters a lot, but so does the pull. And even though you can get by with a weak pull, if you truly want to maximize your performance, there is no way around it. You need to maximize the pull as well. Most people know what to do. Open the arms to a V position, catch the water elbows high, press the upper arms under the chest, and then surge forward with the arm recovery. But here's the thing, mechanics alone are not enough. And I would argue that the rhythm and relationship with the water is even more important. The way you apply the mechanics in the water. And if all this sounds too abstract, don't worry, after the video you'll know exactly what I mean. And in any case, stick with me to the end, because I will share you how I would apply these exercises within a training plan. And before we jump into the first exercise, and you're someone who likes to understand why things work and not just what to do, I got something for you. I put together a free ebook called Training Principles for Master Swimmers, and it breaks down how to structure your swim training for real sustainable progress. Whether your goal is to master breaststroke, drop time in freestyle, or just train smarter. It's totally free and you can grab it from the link in the description. And now, first up is the standing breaststroke pull modeling drill. And this one's powerful because it lets you isolate and rehearse the mechanics and rhythm of your pull without the distractions like floating, breathing, or kicking. You're rooted to the pool floor, so all your focus can go into the movement. Just make sure the water is shallow enough that your shoulders are exposed, and if that means hopping into the kids' pool, there's no shame at all. And if you're new to breaststroke or just struggling with your pull in general, this is hands down the best way to develop your feel for the mechanics. You can put all your focus on only intricacies of the pull. Just stand slightly bent over at the hips so your shoulders are submerged, and start creating bodily understanding on how to open the arms into the initial catch, sweep back and in with the hands and forearms while keeping the elbows high. Then squeeze the arms under the chest and finally recover the hands forward, either just under or just above the surface. Simple, powerful, and instantly informative. But today, we're not just walking through the motions. We're focusing on how to make those mechanics actually work for you. We're going to explore how to generate real propulsion by using your entire body, how to minimize drag, and how to time everything so your arms and body move in perfect unison. And this is where efficiency meets power, and where real progress begins. And the first key concept is this. Your goal isn't just to go through the motions. It's to grab as much water as possible and then launch yourself forward as part of one smooth, continuous, circular movement. And the better you can feel this pattern, you grab, you accelerate, and you shoot, the more your pull will actually move you forward. And here's the thing, mechanics matter, that is true. But what really changes your swimming is the feel of the movement. And this drill gives you the sensory input that's often missing in full stroke swimming. You're not just learning the steps, you're learning how they're supposed to feel when they're working. So let's break it down. Here are the specific sensations and movement cues you should focus on, and how to gradually improve them with practice. First, Stop thinking of the out sweep as just moving your arms to the side. Instead, start thinking of it as a way to load energy through your entire body, like pulling back a spring that's about to fire. You see, one of the key principles here is staying in line during the out sweep. That means keeping your upper body under the water and not letting it lift up. To do that, press your chest and really your whole torso gently downward against the water's buoyancy. You're shifting your center of buoyancy, which is somewhere in your lungs, slightly below your center of mass, somewhere at your hips or torso in general. So think of this as stacking your power, lining everything up before you strike. And this does two things. It keeps your body long and streamlined in front, and it sets you up to use that stored buoyancy to your advantage during the pull. And this is the load that fuels the next explosive phase of your stroke. Now, standing at the bottom of the pool, bend your hips and press your upper body under the surface. At the same time, actively stretch your arms forward while opening them up during the out sweep. And as you reach forward and out, notice how that stretch gently presses your chest and head lower into the water. Your lower back should naturally straighten and lengthen. It should feel like you're stretching in two directions, forward with the arms and backwards through the hips, while maintaining one long aligned body line through the torso. And now we arrive to the second phase. As your arms open, notice the width where you feel the most pressure against the water. That's your power zone. From there, begin the in sweep by rotating the hands so your palms face backwards and start pressing into the water. This begins the power phase or in sweep of your stroke. Once the hands start moving backwards, you will automatically feel how the body will shoot up from the water. And this is exactly what you want to feel during swimming breaststroke as well. As soon as your hands begin pulling backwards, you feel your body naturally rise. That upward surge is exactly what you're aiming for during real swimming. It's the payoff from that loaded position we set up earlier. If you kept your head low and truly pressed your body against the water during the catch phase, you'll feel an immediate release. Your torso will glide forward toward your hands, cashing in on the energy that you just stored. You're no longer just pulling against the water, you're launching through it, using your anchored arms as leverage. And this is what forward motion in breaststroke should feel like. Hips driving through a stable anchored front. Not just pulling the water, but using your hands as anchors that helps you pull the body forward. And believe me, once you feel this rhythm, it will revolutionize your breaststroke. You'll know instantly when something's off because the connection between your arms, core, and forward motion becomes crystal clear. It's one of those I can't unfeel it moments that becomes your built-in feedback system. No coach needed, your sensations will start to tell you when something's off. And this is where the standing breast pull drill really shines. You can exaggerate the motion to sharpen the timing. So as soon as you feel that signal, the hands beginning to apply backwards pressure, push your hips forward into that motion. It's not about lifting your chest to breathe. It's about using that lift as part of the power chain. You're not just breathing, you're adding force to the pull. And this brings us to the third phase. If you've really sensed that momentum of pulling your body towards your hands, you'll notice there's no need to pull the arms past your sides. As your hips finish their motion, and here we want to be careful not to hyperextend our back, your body naturally cues you to begin the recovery. Your upper arms will press beneath your chest and the hands will turn facing forward just as the upper arms reach a vertical position. This is the built-in timing of a well-connected stroke. And as a recap, after your arms have swept out and begin to apply backward pressure, the hands naturally arc inward, tightening the circle of power. You'll feel the entire arm connected to the water, and as your hands pass beneath your chest and begin to face forward again, that's your signal that the power phase is complete. From there, it's time to snap into the lightning fast recovery. And at its best, this whole sequence should feel like one fluid, accelerating chain reaction. First, you load up the spring during the setup. Then you release the energy into the pool. And instead of stopping, that momentum carries right into the recovery, like a slingshot resetting itself for the next shot. So load, launch, attack. Each one flows into the next. The smoother the acceleration, the stronger the pull. And that's the beauty of this drill. It lets you feel what a truly connected recovery should do. When you throw the arms forward with intent, they don't just reach. They pull your body forward, shifting your hips back and naturally resetting your torso for the next stroke. You have no choice other than again tilt your hips and lean back into the water with the upper body. And as you get hang of this rhythm, start exaggerating the lunge, launching forward with the chest and arms together. Try to land your forehead into the water just as your arms lock into a streamline. That timing locks in momentum, keeps your line long, and sets up the perfect catch for the next stroke. So nail the rhythm. You lunge, you land, and then you line. And once you really dial this in, your legs might start bouncing off the pool floor between reps. And that's not a mistake. It means your timing, your rhythm, and force are syncing up so well that your body wants to move forward even when you are actively trying not to. And now, before we dive into the next exercise, you might be wondering, why should I listen to this bald guy from Finland? And that's a fair question. So let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Eetu Karvonen, and after a career as an international level breaststroker with national records and finals appearances on the international stage, I've been coaching swimmers of all levels for over 20 years. From adult beginners to masters national champions and even an Olympic medalist. And yes, of course, in breaststroke. And I don't just coach. I swim, I test, I experiment, and I live this stuff every day. And I've seen firsthand what happens when swimmers finally unlock the rhythm and power of the breaststroke pull. They stop slipping in front and waiting for the kick to save them and start actually moving forward with strength, rhythm, and confidence. And that's exactly what I'm here to help you do. Now, let's move on to the second exercise. And this one flips the script completely. Instead of trying to blend your arm movement with your body rhythm, we do the opposite. In the underwater breaststroke pull, we isolate the arms to explore one crucial question. How can you generate forward motion with pure pulling power while managing drag at the same time? So why do this drill underwater? And it's quite simple. When you're fully submerged, you eliminate distraction. No breathing, no timing of the kick, no surface noise. Just pure feedback from the water. And here's what's amazing. You'll feel how your body speeds up during the power phase and slows down during the recovery and outsweep. The contrast is massive. Underwater, these velocity changes are exaggerated, which helps you understand exactly where you're gaining speed and where you're losing it. And that's our goal here, to minimize how much speed you lose during the drag-heavy parts of the stroke. The underwater pull helps you to do this naturally. And there's another bonus too. Doing the pull fully submerged forces you to manage your horizontal balance. With no surface to help stabilize you, keeping your legs in line with your torso becomes surprisingly difficult, but mastering that alignment is a huge win for your overall breaststroke efficiency. And remember the concept of loading the outsweep we covered earlier? Good. Now let's build on that. So as you begin your outsweep, try to pitch your hands slightly, just enough to subtly press backwards against the water. So it's not about muscling through, it's about finding that subtle angle that lets you accelerate from the moment your hands start moving sideways. You're not just preparing for the power phase, you're blending the loading into that phase of the pull so that the transition feels seamless and propulsive. And it's really simple at its core. Your job is to use the entire surface of your arms to gather water and pull yourself forward with force. So maximize the acceleration during the pull. And that's the easy part to understand. But here's where things get tricky and where most swimmers lose their speed: the arm recovery. So once you generate that forward speed, your next job is to keep as much of it as possible. You will slow down because everybody does, but your mission is to lose as little speed as possible. And this is accomplished by transitioning from the power phase to the recovery phase as fluid and connected as possible. Think of your arm pad as a smooth circular loop, all in the same horizontal plane. The moment you let your arms drift up or down too much, you break that flow and slow down considerably. So here's the key idea. You want to squeeze under your chest to flow naturally into a forward-pointing hand position, like turning your palms into knives that slice cleanly through the water. And the faster and more connected you make this transition, the less time you spend in that drag-heavy zone of recovery. In fact, the more speed you build during the power phase, the easier it becomes to snap the arms forward without stalling out. And here's a bonus benefit. When you aggressively launch your arms forward, like you're throwing them into a tight streamline, you often feel your body surge along with them. It's almost like jumping on land. The harder you slam the arms up, the higher you can jump. And similarly in the water, slamming the arms in front pulls the body forward. And yes, this surge might not happen in reality, but it sure feels like it. And that's what great breaststrokers chase. And by now, you've laid down two essential layers of awareness. First, you dialed into the rhythm and timing of your pull with the standing breaststroke drill, learning how your body drives the motion. Then you sharpened your awareness underwater, isolating the pull to feel drag, acceleration, and alignment in real time. Now comes the next step, linking it all together in a smooth, forward-moving rhythm that mimics real breaststroke without overwhelming fatigue. And this final drill, breaststroke pull with freestyle kick, is where it all comes together. It gives you the freedom to focus on arm mechanics without the exhaustion that comes from combining it with the full kick. That means more reps, more feedback, and more chances to fine-tune your rhythm. Think of it as a shortcut to hardwiring that powerful, forward-driving feel into your stroke. And you've probably seen this drill before because it's one of the most widely used by breaststrokers around the world, and for a good reason. It lets you rehearse everything you worked on so far, while actually moving forward at close to your full stroke swimming speed. And if you use fins, like I would actually recommend, you can even exceed your regular swimming velocity, giving you a feel for high-speed pulling without needing a perfect kick to get there. And here's how it works. The steady freestyle kick helps you to maintain forward momentum during the glide so you never come to a dead stop. That gives you the perfect platform to rehearse the loading phase, pressing your upper body into the water, pitching the hands ever so slightly backwards, and gathering energy through the arms and torso. And the best part, you can stretch this phase out. You can milk it, linger in that loaded position to feel exactly how your body sets up for a powerful forward driving pull. And then comes the power phase. If your freestyle kick naturally pauses at this point, let it. That pause lets you feel the real engine of breaststroke, your body, starting from the hips, surging toward the anchored hands. From there, the arms and torso whip back into a streamline with real purpose. And then you glide. not just float, but ride the momentum forward while your freestyle kick re-engages and helps you reset for the next rep. It's a cycle. You load, you launch, you glide, and then you repeat. Now you got two options here. Depending on what you want to focus on, you can zero in on the arm mechanics, like in the underwater drill, and refine each phase of the pull. Or you can let go of precision a bit and just focus purely on syncing your arm rhythms with your body motions. Don't worry if it's not perfect right away. With repetitions, the timing and technique will start to come together naturally. But all of this leaves one big question. How do you actually transfer all of this into your full stroke? These drills are designed to build sensation and rhythm, but they won't automatically improve your full breaststroke on their own. At some point, you do need to bring the legs back in and put it all together. So how do you structure your training for maximum transfer? So let's talk about how to actually use these exercises in your weekly training. Because doing them once or twice just because I told you to won't move the needle. What matters is how you sequence them, progress them, and connect them to your full stroke work. And you don't need to overhaul your entire training plan. Just by carving out a small amount of focused time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes in a few sessions per week, you can start making serious progress with your breaststroke pull. But of course, you're welcome to do more for even faster improvements. And here's how I would recommend building it in. If you're in the early stages of learning the pull, start employing the standing breaststroke pull modeling or the underwater pull in your technical warm-up, the very first part of your practice. Go through maybe 2 to 6 rounds, depending on how much time you've set aside for pull training, of the following: 30 to 60 seconds of standing breaststroke pull modeling, followed by 4 reps of about 15-meter underwater pulls. And you can extend the distance a bit as long as you remember that this is not a breath holding exercise, which you should in any case never do without supervision. And to finish each round, swim 2 times 25 full breaststroke with generous rest. Focus on noticing if anything feels different in your pull, like maybe it's smoother, stronger, or more connected. So don't just go through the motions. During the rest time, ask yourself, did anything change? Now, if you already have a solid foundation, try combining the basic drills, either standing pull or underwater pull, with the breaststroke pull freestyle kick drill in a technical set. Then immediately follow it with the full stroke swimming to lock in those sensations. So for example, as your technical warm-up and a potentiation set, you could do 1 to 3 rounds of 2 to 4 minutes of either standing or underwater pull. Always doing a few seconds of highly engaged work and then resting sufficiently after. Remember, the number of reps isn't the goal. The feel of each pull is. And then go straight into 250s breaststroke pull freestyle kick, preferably with fins. This bridges the gap between drill and real strokes and letting you rehearse timing, rhythm, and at the velocity of full swimming. Right after your technical warm-up, roll straight into a potentiation set, a short series of 25s or 50s where you gradually increase speed. For example, you could do 8 times 25 breaststroke, increasing speed every 2 reps. So maybe 2 easy, 2 moderate, 2 strong, and 2 at fast pace. And the key here is not just swimming faster, but doing it while holding on to the exact pulling sensations you practiced earlier. And this is where technique under pressure is built, because speed without awareness is wasted. And use this progression to teach your pull to hold up, even when the effort ramps up. And finally, if you're more advanced, you can create a full-on breaststroke practice, especially for endurance, while still working on perfecting your pull. And here, only your imagination is the limit, but as an easy example, you could try this set. 2 to 6 rounds, depending on your total training volume, of either 20 reps of the standing pull drill or 4 by 15 meters underwater breast pulls. Then straight into 100 breast pull with freestyle kick, again using fins. and finishing the round off with 4 times 50 full breaststroke at a moderate effort, holding good form. The idea is that first you create the right sensations, then get the reps in, and finally transfer and hold them while using your full breaststroke stroke. And as always, the best time to focus on this kind of technical work is early in the season, when you're building the foundation and not under the pressures of racing. That said, because these drills target more of the sensations and rhythm rather than strict mechanics, you can safely include them even in your pre-race warm-up. They won't throw off your stroke, but keep in mind that deeper changes take time. If you're making major refinements, do that well before competitive season so your nervous system has enough time to fully integrate new movement patterns into your full breaststroke swimming. And if all of this feels like a lot to think about, or if you'd rather have someone guide you step by step through this process, you don't have to figure it out alone. I offer one-on-one coaching for swimmers just like you. Whether you're rebuilding your stroke from scratch or pushing towards peak performance, I'll build your training around your exact goals, strengths, and technical challenges. You'll get personalized weekly plan, unlimited access for feedback and questions, monthly coaching calls, and detailed video analysis to track your improvements over time. And the first step is simple. Apply for coaching using the link in the description, and we'll start out with a free 30-minute call to figure out whether we're a good fit. And if we are, I'll handle the planning, structure, and feedback so you can focus fully on what matters the most: swimming with purpose and improving each week. And whether you choose to work with me or take these tools and run with them on your own, the next step is the same. Put what you learned into action. And a quick recap. You got the rhythm from the standing pool modeling, the feedback and precision from the underwater pool, and the repetition and timing from the pool with freestyle kick. These 3 tools, used regularly, can completely reshape how you pull in breaststroke. You'll stop wasting energy, stop slipping water, and finally feel that satisfying surge forward. Apply them with focus, give it time, and your stroke will transform. And that's all for today. See you in the next video.